Hello there, and welcome back to the Unite Pieces channel. Today, we will recap a drama movie, titled Wall-E. This movie tells the story of Wall-E, who is the last living robot on Earth, who has been left behind by humans for 700 years. One day he meets a robot named Eve, who will take him on an unexpected adventure. So, make sure you watch this video till the end, for a better experience. The movie opens by showing situation that humans are no longer on Earth, and have left the Earth for hundreds of years. At this time the Earth is only filled with garbage, but there is still life, even if it is not human. A small yellow box robot is seen picking up garbage in various places, recycling it in his body, and arranging all the garbage until it forms a building, and this robot is named Wall-E. Previously there were many robots like Wall-E, but they were all broken, and only he was left. After doing his daily routine, Wall-E went home to his resting place. There he tuned in a classic romance movie. He also collected some items and collected them for a display. He was also seen accompanied by a cockroach. Day after day went on as usual. Wall-E refueled with sunlight, then returned to the pile of garbage to arrange it. He also collected some objects that he found interesting. But something was different on this day, where Wall-E saw a refrigerator, and after opening it, he found a small green plant that looked very fresh. He then dug the ground and moved the plant into the boot. Till on the same day, when Wall-E returned home, he saw a light that attracted him, then chased the light, but it turned out that the light was a location point for the landing of the rocket. From inside the rocket came out a white capsule, which turned out to be a modern robot sent to Earth to look for something. Wall-E was amazed by the sophisticated robot, until he followed the robot, even though the white robot didn't care. The robot kept looking for something almost everywhere, but didn't find anything, so it got upset and blew up the objects around it. Wall-E, who had been following it, then approached and calmed it down, and the robot was named Eve. Suddenly the danger radar lit up on the robot's body, which was a sign of the coming sandstorm, so Wall-E immediately took Eve to his residence. There Wall-E showed Eve a lot of stuff. He also showed Eve his classic romance movie, and showed some dances in front of him, not forgetting he showed Eve the small plant he had just found. Seeing that, Eve immediately scanned the plant, then inserted the plant into her body, and became a capsule again. It turns out that the mission that Eve is carrying out is to find the remaining life on Earth. On the other hand, Wall-E does not know what to do and what really happened. Day after day passes. Wall-E continues to wait and hope that Eve can wake up, but his hopes disappear after a long wait. Wall-E then went about his daily routine as usual. Suddenly there came a rocket that picked up Eve and took her away. Curious Wall-E then climbed into the rocket and flew with the rocket into space. Wall-E continues to fly through several planets until he finally arrives at the Axiom space station, owned by the BNL company. It is revealed that Eve was produced in the same company as Wall-E, but the difference is that Wall-E was produced hundreds of years ago. From inside the rocket, Wall-E sees many other Eve robots, but he is only looking for the Eve he knows. In the station, there are also thousands of different robots that have their own tasks, such as cleaning robots, and security robots that are carrying Eve. Wall-E continues to follow Eve until he meets humans. The humans in the station look very lazy, because they don't use their body parts to play with the floating bench. They also talk virtually even though the person they are chatting with is next to them. Wall-E continued to follow Eve until he finally went up and arrived at the automatic control room. The captain of the controller just woke up from his sleep, and he gave a speech that it was now the 255,642nd day the humans were on the Axiom station, and also coincided with the 700th anniversary of the ship. Today is a special day for them, because Eve brought a plant that was still alive from Earth. It was also a sign that they had to return to Earth, because it is likely that now the status of Earth can be lived on. The captain's task now is to plant the plant into the hologram detector, so that it can lead the Axiom station back to Earth. Eve, who knew that Wall-E followed her to the plane, immediately panicked and told him to hide. After Eve's body was opened, unfortunately the captain did not find the plant in question, thus making the captain think that Eve's memory was damaged. Now Eve will be sent to the repair shop, as well as Wall-E, whose existence has been known, so that Wall-E must be cleaned. The captain is so curious about what Earth is, so he learns everything about Earth. When Eve and Wall-E arrive at the repair shop, Wall-E throws a tantrum and keeps him locked up with other faulty robots. Due to excessive panic and anxiety about Eve, Wall-E even makes more problems with the system and the robot guards, thus making Wall-E even labeled as a criminal robot, as well as Eve. Not wanting Wall-E to cause any more trouble, Eve took Wall-E to her drone and was about to send it flying back to Earth. Suddenly a guardian robot came onto their plane, and it was revealed that it was the one who took the tree from Eve's body. The robot didn't want the humans back on Earth, so it took the little plant, put it in the plane, and flew back to Earth. Unfortunately, Wall-E got on the plane. A panicked Eve rushed out of the station and chased Wall-E, and they only had 20 seconds before the plane exploded. Luckily, they managed to retrieve the little plant, and that made Eve very happy, so they both had fun outside the station. Some of the humans who met Wall-E earlier also saw this, and only those two people realized it. On the other hand, the captain continues to study everything on Earth, but suddenly the guardian robot automatically tells him to go to sleep. Eve and Wall-E have been labeled as evil robots and their photos are spread everywhere, so they both enter the station secretly. They will give the plant to the captain, and to be safe Eve tells Wall-E to stay hidden, and let her give the plant to the captain. After the captain gets the plant, he feels happy because this will bring him to Earth, because of a strong curiosity to see the state of the Earth. From Eve's memory, displaying the current state of the Earth. But unlike the captain's imagination, the Earth is currently just a place to dump garbage. Eve was also touched by the treatment Wall-E did for her when she entered capsule mode. On the other hand, Wall-E, who could not wait for Eve, immediately caught up with her through the sewer. Shortly thereafter came the auto robot holding the captain. The auto robot revealed that it received a report that the Earth was currently uninhabitable, and he was only carrying out his duty to hold the captain. However, according to the captain, the Earth has now changed completely after 700 years. Now the Earth must be habitable, because the Earth is the home of mankind. Suddenly there was a rebellion from the auto robot, which took the plants by force and threw them into the sinkhole. Even the captain was detained. Wall-E was immediately electrocuted by the auto robot, and Eve was also made into a capsule again. Wall-E was then thrown into the garbage dump, and the captain could not do anything because he was locked up in his room. In the garbage dump, there were several giant versions of Wall-E robots, and their job was the same as Wall-E, which was to collect garbage, put it in his body and then turn it into a box, then throw it into space. Due to the attack from Robot Auto, Wall-E's engine components became damaged. Eve tried to find parts that could replace Wall-E's components, but Wall-E's components could only be found on Earth. Not giving up, Eve carried Wall-E and brought him up to return to Earth, despite their status as evil robots, but now they both have the support of other damaged robots. Robot Auto found out that they were still on board, so he immediately sent all the security robots to catch them. The captain, who was locked in his room, tried to help by broadcasting, and told Eve to bring the plant to the main deck, and activate the incubation detector to bring the plane back to Earth. The security robots were successfully destroyed by one of the fighting robots, while the captain was still trying hard to fight the auto robot that rebelled against him. The captain also managed to press the button to gather all the humans on board, but the auto robot did not remain silent, and the robot tilted the plane, making everyone thrown to the edge of the plane. The plant was also thrown along with the people. Finally, the captain managed to turn off the auto robot by pressing the button from auto to manual. On the other hand, Wall-E held the incubation detector from closing, and that made his body crushed. At that time they managed to find the plant and immediately passed it to Eve. Eve put the plant into the incubation and took Wall-E out of there. The destination of the plane was set, and headed straight for Earth. The plane did a hyperjump to get to Earth quickly. Eve immediately took Wall-E directly to his place of residence. There she immediately repaired Wall-E with existing components, and also recharged Wall-E's battery with solar power. Wall-E managed to wake up, but all his memories were lost and returned to the original program, whose job was only to collect garbage. A surprised Eve tried to recall memories with Wall-E. She played classic romance movies and held Wall-E's hand. It also worked. Memories emerged from the electricity Eve released, and made Wall-E's memory return. They now live together with the robots who help him on the human plane, and the humans who live on the plane have now learned and started to grow crops, until plants began to grow everywhere, and then the movie ended. What do you think of this movie? Please write your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the like button, and support our channel by subscribing, so that we stay motivated to create more interesting content for you to enjoy. And see you tomorrow.